We know how good Baltimore is running the rock, but Lamar Jackson has been ridiculous in the passing game, especially on slower developing plays. Jackson has completed an NFL high 65 passes this season when taking 3 or more seconds to throw the ball. His 7 touchdown passes on such plays are tied with Josh Allen for the league lead. The Bengals, the only defensive unit that hasn't allowed a touchdown pass in that particular situation this year. You think about Lamar creating time for himself, doing the things that he can with his legs, and it makes sense why those numbers would be true. But Marcus, how have you seen this Ravens offense change recently?
Yeah, El Boogie, I wore my doctor's jacket today because we about to be surgical with these breakdowns on these games. Listen, here is what I don't think people realize. Lamar Jackson didn't play well against the Los Angeles Chargers. He threw 1 touchdown and 2 picks, but they scored 3 touchdowns on the ground between Devontae Freeman, Latavius Murray, and Le'Veon Bell. That is back to what we get used to and what we're accustomed to from the Baltimore Ravens. We all have talked weeks about Lamar's ability to throw the ball. He's been successful from the pocket. He's been the focal point. The Ravens look like they're evening out. They look like they're starting to ascend as a team, defensively coming up big, giving up only 6 points. But when you look at this team, the identity showed itself without Lamar having to be Superman, which gives me more confidence in who the Ravens are at this point of the season than at any other time.
If you pull out a stethoscope later, I will fall over. Mina, let's talk about Joe Burrow on the other side of this. He's going to have to deal with this Ravens defense that held Justin Herbert and the Chargers to just 6 points and really confused Herbert in a way that we haven't seen. What do you expect on that side for Burrow on Sunday?
This is a really fascinating test for the Ravens defense because you're right. They're coming off of their best performance against the season, or of the season rather, versus the quarterback who's often compared to Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow and Herbert being in the same draft, people always ask who is better, who is the right choice. So the Ravens beat Herbert by, as you said, keeping him totally discombobulated with timely pressure, sending extra rushers. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow is a very different type of quarterback. He actually has the best QBR in the NFL when he's blitzed. He doesn't have Herbert's unbelievable arm talent, but he is incredibly savvy at diagnosing pressure. So I think there is a lot of pressure on Don Wink Martindale, the Ravens defensive coordinator, to be judicious about when he blitzes. Win on early downs with a standard rush, and then you can tee off later because you don't want Joe Burrow slicing and dicing you all the way up the field.
No, Mina's absolutely right. And part of that defense that Wink Martindale is going to have to employ is how will he use Marlon Humphrey? He used him in the old school New England Patriots Darrelle Revis way last week by putting him on the number 2 receiver, doubling away from him and allowing him to lock down. I think that this week it's about him and Jamar Chase. What a big physical matchup of fast, strong, long athletes. And I think this actually goes in the way of Marlon Humphrey. But when you watch Jamar Chase, I seen it in high school, I saw it in college, and I've seen it in the league. He's passing people by like the far side did when I was in the 7th grade. And so when you have to get physical with him on the line, what are they going to do with Tyler Boyd in the slot? What are they going to do with T. Higgins on the other side and the run game of Joe Mixon? Marlon Humphrey can solve one problem, but the Bengals can present others. Will the Bengals be able to dissect what Wink Martindale is doing and capitalize on it?
Yeah, if you're looking
what you
for
gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, I'm sorry, El Boogie. Go ahead. My bad.
Well, no,
Don't
I
get
don't know
us
if you're
sued.
going to finish it. But if you're looking for a way to pick this game, Lamar Jackson is 5-0 in his career against the Bengals, and the Ravens have won those games by an average of 20.8 points per game.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.